this actually segues perfectly into some more questions about our buildings as they are right now, the age of the buildings, the oh boy. Will, would you like to talk a little bit about what we've been experiencing? I'll add you in. What we've been experiencing, and Daryl, I think you are probably what we need now, as far as what do we face right now with the current buildings that we're already looking at consolidating down to 4 buildings next fall?
So Daryl would be the one to speak to the immediate needs of the buildings. He knows them inside and out. He's worked them for 30 years. So he's going to be our best resource there. So Daryl, you go ahead and talk about we consolidating into those buildings and the things that are immediate needs and long-term needs if we have to remain in them.
Well, the buildings we're planning on keeping are Phillips and Washington. Immediate needs of Washington would be probably an elevator. If we were going to stay there, 5, 10, 15 years down the road, just to make it more accessible. If we go to a new building, that would be, already planned in there with construction costs. If we go to an intermediate, the middle school, by the time you put a roof on that building and fix all those issues, you could possibly build a new intermediate behind the high school. It's just a big numbers game. Renovation cost is probably as much or more than new construction cost.
So, and the renovation comes with, if you live in an old home or work in an old facility, as soon as you start opening up walls and digging into plumbing, it's the unknown costs that really get to you. When we talk about if we're renovating, and that is a massive undertaking. And if we were going to be using state money, we would have to then modify the current structures to meet the state expectations, which, as Russ talked about, the square footage, we would be jackhammering walls and opening up doors, and it'd be a huge undertaking, and not in my mind a good way to spend good money. It'd be a bad way.
Now that was part of the discussions as we were looking at different building options, and I think that would be a useful exhibit to bring up right now. Russ, where should I go to talk a little bit about the building options, or Doug, that may be for you as well.
If you go back to the website, if you pull that up from before, the long-range facility planning page, you click on the building options and site information. And click on that first link, summary of options. Yeah. And this is the 7 options that we looked at, the 7 different combinations. From the building the new PK-12 school like we had on a year ago, building a PK-5 elementary and a new 612 middle high school, building a PK-6 elementary and a new 712, renovating the middle school into a PK-5 and building a new 612. And farther on down the list, looked at renovating the high school as well. And the apples to apples comparison using the same methodology, looking at what those buildings needs to be, puts them in the same ballpark for what you're going to spend. And you have to add money for the programming, trying to get the facilities to where you're at. and you're going to end up with a facility that is not nearly as conducive for the things we were just talking about in terms of space for collaboration. When you start with a 650 square foot room in the middle school, trying to rearrange things to get a 1,200 square foot kindergarten room is next to impossible. So you end up short circuiting and not getting the space that those kindergartners really deserve and need to thrive in that environment. In the same way in the other grades as you try to renovate. But as people come and